Homestead. That's right. We did do Homestead. G won that, so give me a second. I need to look at the schedule again. So we did Homestead for the Experience Series. So now we head to. So this week we go to Texas. Well, okay, Texas. Okay, cool.
Mag, this is technically a podcast for me and Nick, but
who said that?
Mac did. He said fudge. I'll join.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast thing, buddy.
All right.
What's happening? All right, I'll do it this way. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to NASCAR Heat Race Hub. I'm your host, Justin Oros, as always. Well, this is actually just the first episode, so it's not technically as always, but I'm also here with my good buddy Nick, Nick 2019 champ, also known as Nick. Let me get it right. Isley, is that right?
Inslee.
Inslee. Okay. Inslee.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, people.
Okay, so for today's show, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, like what has happened in Southwest lately, and what does the future hold for Snap-on, though, because the Snap-on season is coming to a close, and we're in the middle of the season right now for the Southwest Truck Series, which they just finished up their Bristol race a few days ago at Bristol on Friday, and then we had, let me look on G's thing, just had, so we had the FCS series, which is the Fastenal Cup series, and that was the Apple 350 at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and we had the round of 12 of the third race there, and I think was it Awesome that pulled off the win, I think?
Yes, Awesome.
Yeah, Awesome pulled off the win, so he managed to get himself into the round of 8, which
we have no clue what
Mac just said, "Can I join?" I didn't hear you. Not right now, buddy, but we can probably get you in here in just a minute so we can talk about something that we could probably talk about, but it's alright. So let's actually go through about the Apple PC2 series and Snap-on, though, because last week we did the Monza Short GP, and as a big surprise, GU pulled off the victory again, which it seems like he's been the god of PC2 lately.
Honestly, I agree. He's been the guy in any series. You know, let's talk about, PC2. I've raced a couple PC2 races, and when I first heard we were going to go to, PC2, and I thought we were going to a different class, I was like, oh, well, all right then. So I told you.
Okay, wait. No, it wasn't. It was actually Mac. I actually didn't realize that.
Oh, well, yeah.
So Mac actually did pull off the win, so might as well go ahead and give out the first award for tonight, which is the Jimmy's, and that is going to be the cigar award to Mac, because you did a great pit call, very classy in victory lane, and he pulled off a great, incredible victory in Monza. Then we actually had the Ford 300 at Homestead Miami Speedway for the STP series, which I have no idea what that stands for, but
I think it's for the Experience series. So
yeah, well, technically that's for the Xfinity series, but GU pulled off the victory in that one, so, and he also gets a cigar as well, and I'm not going to ship these cigars or anything, but I've heard a lot of talk lately that Gunner in that what was it, the, what car does he drive? Is it 18?
No, he drives the 0 for Weed for Speed. Now,
that's right, I forgot about that.
I will say this. Gunner apparently was he was having some issues, and he was just saying if I'm gonna wreck you, it's not intentional, but I would think he didn't really race me aggressive, but it was kind of interesting how we only had 8 guys in that race, and was
Railhawk Racer. I think I know you.
I don't know. But,
I do not know who you are, but okay.
Was it Thursday or Friday we had the server's problem? Because I feel like
because that was the real server problem at the time.
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh, Jimmy McKinley. Oh yeah, I remember you actually. Yeah, I remember you. That was a long time. Yeah, I remember you. That was a long time.
Was it Thursday? Was that Thursday? No, it was Friday. I think Friday. I thought maybe. I think it was Friday. We had the internet issue, but
okay. So now let's actually talk about the PC2 battle between between Mac and GU. We're going to play a little game called Hit the Gas or Pump the Brakes. So, will Mac actually become with the most wins and take home the championship in PC2? Hit the gas or pump the brakes?
Oh, I say hit the gas because he's never been good on the other two series, and I've seen how he raced in PC2, and I could see he's going to get that championship, and I say hit the gas on that one.
I'm sorry, Nick, but I'm going to have to stop you right there. I'm going to pump the brakes on this one because I know Mac has been very fast in the past few weeks, even though he won back-to-back wins at Le Mans and not only that at Monza 2. I mean, he's only got 4 wins this season, and GU's already got 7. So he's going to really Mac is really going to have to kick some ass before the season comes to a close, which is in 3 races or so. Or actually 4 races, excuse me, 4 weeks.
Think about it, Justin. Wins don't matter, but what matters is you're locked in going to the Final 4. Doesn't it?
Which is true, but I just think that Mac is not going to be able to actually get GU because GU has been he practices a lot. He doesn't even if we tell him if he's actually practiced or not, he'll probably just say nope. But in reality, he actually does.
Honestly, I would say, but I'd say Mac is I think will surprise the world and be everyone, including myself. I could see it happening because it's kind of crazy how he's probably going to get this win. So
yeah, I honestly have to say so because let's actually talk about Mac for a second because he's really been kicking ass in Southwest already. He's already got 3 wins locked up this season. He's got one at Homestead. Where else? I actually need to look at the paper real quick.
It was Homestead.
It was Homestead. It was Homestead, Fontana, and Bristol because he won 3 out of the last 5 races we've raced. He won the last 3 out of the last 5. And now with Charlotte coming up, that's another mile and a half, which the 51 of Justin is actually really good at. And all right, so here we go. Here's another game of hit the gas or pump the brakes. Will Justin Oros in the 51 actually get his second mile and a half season since Atlanta is technically the same as Charlotte? Hit the gas or pump the brakes. Will Justin get another win?
I say pump the brakes. I don't see him. He was in the back the most of the race. He got caught up at Bristol. He was towards the back of the field. I mean, come on. It's a short track, but as you mentioned, it's a mile and a half. I can see it, but I don't think he'll be up there very long because, you have great driver, or you have Mac who's up there. You have Austin. You got everyone else, and you got Dave. It's a surprise, Dave is a surprise winner. You haven't seen him win yet. I'm telling you, maybe this week he's probably gonna get that win at Charlotte. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, I'm actually gonna hit the gas on this one because I've seen a lot of speed out of that 51 lately, but he just did not have a good week at Bristol though, because he did lead a decent amount of laps, but I've seen him actually success a lot on the mile and a halves, and he usually sometimes gets lucky on some of those races, but I mean, he's already the winningest driver right now in the Southwest Cup and Truck Series though, because he's got 11 Cup wins, 1 truck win, and G's only got 11 Cup wins. So that's technically 12 for Justin Oros. So, but to Mac, he's only got 3 wins locked up under his belt though. So, or actually, yeah, it actually is 3. So I need to fix that real quick. I actually forgot to update that. So, so as of now, Mac is actually tied for, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's actually tied for 7th all time for most wins in the career that he's had, and he's tied with Dizzy with 3 wins in the Southwest Series. But we've actually talked a lot about if NASCAR 21 is actually going to stay on the PS4 or PS5 or not, because for the most part, everybody keeps talking about that NASCAR 21 is actually going to move over to the next game, which I'm totally fine by that, but we've seen... Actually, yeah, let's actually get Awesome in the party real quick. We're going to pause the show real quick, and we're going to get Awesome in here, so hang on a second. I mean, he's actually a really good commentator himself, so I'm going to go and get him in here. Let me see if I can find him. Where is he? Here he is. No, I got him. No, I got him. It's all good. So, but yeah, let's actually go and talk about.
I think we should I think we should say
All right,
right now.
All right, let's actually see here because we've seen a lot of crybabies in the last. All right, fine, Mac. I'll get you to join here in just a second, but actually, I'm gonna have to mute you if I actually invite you, Mac, because we'll have to invite you here in we'll interview you in just a bit. So, so let me go and add Mac. So, so I gotta keep Mac muted, but I can have Awesome unmuted though, so because Mac was the winner at Bristol though, so we'll talk to him in just a bit, but we'll talk to him in just a bit, but but we're actually gonna go ahead and give out a few cigars for this season already because we're gonna give not a crying towel, but a cigar to Awesome for his win on Friday in the Snap-on Cup side for actually he actually had a lot of talent in that race, but GU actually keep getting messed up on a lot of corners and getting held up by traffic. So a cigar award to Awesome for having a great car, and also another cigar award to Mutter. Mutter, he has been absolutely one of the best talented drivers I've seen out there in the past few weeks, because even though he was actually back into this league ever since Season 4, whenever he actually left the league, he has actually had a lot of talent in the past few days. And I've seen a lot of success out of that 38 truck, and I've seen how much he can do whether it's on or off the racetrack. So, and also, I was trying to mention the cigar award to Mutter though about his comeback win at the Glen, and he really actually did have the best car all day because he stayed up with that 51 of, I don't know who he is, but he really actually kicked that boss man's butt right there, and I've seen him success a lot, and I see that the 38 team of Mutter can actually really improve in the next few races though.
Oh, honestly, I could see that because we're going to Charlotte, and I tell you, seeing a Ford just do that well, I think that would be wonderful. But you know what else would be cool is seeing a Chevrolet go back to victory lane.
But I also need to give out another cigar award to. It's actually the cry. Someone actually needs the cry towel. It's going to Dave. It's going to Dave. Oh. It's because he always keeps doing the fuel mileage and he never wins a
race. Justin, we know that the strategy doesn't work as much as on any tracks. But we're going to Charlotte. That's a fuel saving race right there. That could give him a chance. But who knows? Dave could actually pull that off.
Oh my gosh. Oh, don't ask Dave Ferguson. He always keeps saying he's the best at fuel mileage, but really he's not. Fuel.
Justin, well, think about it. We're going to come to tracks where you can save that much fuel, and it's going to be fun, but I don't know where Dave's gonna get that win. We've been talking about Dave's gonna be the underdog
because we've been talking about it for so many times now, and technically you can actually get both wins in Southwest Trucks and Cup though, but it actually took a lot more longer than expected because we actually have Awesome here in the party with us, and it took him 72 races for him to get back. For him to get his first Southwest Cup win in his career, because he did not be able to get that win until Indianapolis in the round of 8 2 seasons ago. And then 2 weeks later, or actually just a week later, he actually managed to get the win at Auto Club. Well, really, because he really took GU out of contention though. But really. Awesome has had a lot of success over in the past because he's already got 2 wins in Season 4, and then he had 1, 2. Let me see. I think it's 3 more wins. Hold on. Let me see. 1, 2. Yeah, it was actually 2 more wins. It was actually
3.
he's actually had 4 wins. He had 2 in season 5 and 2 in season 4. And in season 4, he won Indianapolis and Auto Club, but in season 5, he actually won Michigan and Pocono, which I've seen a lot of success out of that, out of Awesome. So cigar award to my buddy Awesome, because he must be really good of what he's done at the racetrack, though, because he can actually be like that runner-up contender spot, but he's basically like the Chick Kicks of the 2006 Cars movie. He always gets second place, but he actually managed to finally get first. He actually managed to finally get first place, but it could have been last place, though, as far as the fans were concerned, though.
Well, let's talk about the back half of the field, Jess. Let's talk about the back half, shall we? Let's go to the back half of the. Let's go, like you were mentioning.
Let's actually go to the back half, actually, because we've seen a lot of success out of those underdogs lately, and I'm specifically talking to one right now, and that is the cigar award is actually going to go to my buddy Nick, because he's shown a lot of success in the past few days, and he already got himself a lucky win over in Vegas last season, which we had to shorten the race because of a low attendance. But I've seen a lot of success out of him, and I can see that he already improved. Besides, he already got himself another win at Daytona because of Dave running out of fuel!
Well, think about it. He's been, everyone's saying, oh, he's in the back all the time. He's never going to get up there. Saying the back. Well, do you think maybe this may be another chance he could get that win at Charlotte?
Well, there could be a possibility, though, because I don't know how to explain it, though, because we maybe actually could have another fuel strategy race unless Mac or Mutter actually burn a lot of their fuel, though.
Well, think about it. We're also coming to it very soon. We're going to be going to go back to Talladega, and there's a good possibility he may get back up there for 2 plate track wins.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about these underdogs actually having a lot more success, like I said, but I've seen a lot of success out of Mac lately, because he said a few weeks ago that he's actually a lot better in trucks rather than Cup, and he is on the phone with us right now from his home over in unknown, and we're actually going to go ahead and give him a talk. So, Mac, thanks for joining us on the show.
Oh, thank you, Justin. It is a pleasure to be on the NASCAR Heat Race Up.
Now we talked a lot about you, about actually having a lot more, and you actually said back in the past, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, that you said you were actually a lot better in the trucks rather than the Cup side. Is that actually a true statement?
Actually, yes, it is, because I have proof. I did not win a race in Southwest Cup Series, but I did in trucks. And I got a better finish in Elite in trucks than I did in Cup.
Now we actually do have a bit of questions for you, because really charging up towards the front, though, but he actually had a bit of a fight, a feud fight with Dizzy on pit road after the race, but you've actually seen a lot of success out of Mutter, and I know you two are actually like one of the best well, actually, you're probably one of the better veterans out there, and Mutter's one of the better rookies out there, but we've seen a lot of success out of you in the past few days and the past few weeks. That three wins locked up. You're already 11 points ahead of the 51 of Justin Oros in that 51 truck. And do you feel like you can actually have a better chance, a lot better, Bristol and Homestead, or actually Homestead, Auto Club, and Bristol, which you've actually had a lot more success on the bigger tracks rather than the small tracks, and you had a gutsy strategy call that you had on your crew chief, and he actually made the call with no tires, but only just a few only strategy, like McQueen did in the Motor Speedway of the South race back in 2006. But I've seen a lot of success out of you on the strategy side, because it seems like whenever it comes down to fuel strategy saving races, like, I don't know, depending if it comes behind tires or fuel, it seems like it's between mainly you and Dave that actually have the best strategy calls. But would you actually say that you're actually the best at strategies?
Yeah, I kind of am I actually am kind of good at strategies. So like I said during like the race at Auto Club on the last lap, I said when I took tires, I actually did. So like, no, I took no tires. So I did this in another league. I did this in the Chocolate Chip Xfinity Series not too long ago. It was back in January. It was Deegan's League. I pulled the strategy at Kansas, and it actually worked out pretty well. And then I come here at Auto Club, and I pull out the same strategy, and I win the race. But I really didn't think the no tire strategy was not going to work out, because I was scared that you and Awesome were going to catch up to me. Somehow you guys didn't. Somehow I don't get why it didn't work. But yeah, that's basically what happened at Auto Club.
So yeah, but like I said, we've actually talked about, because we talked about a lot of things about what you've done lately, but now with the new 4 tracks that we've actually been added to the schedule now, because the Southwest Truck Series is still going to continue on like 4 weeks ahead of 4 weeks more longer, because Motorsport Games keeps saying the NASCAR 21 is going to be delayed, but but there actually might be a chance of a doubleheader weekend, though, even though with the new tracks we've added, like Chicago, Darlington, Kentucky, and Martinsville. It seems like you actually have a lot more better successful tracks on the bigger tracks than the small, and you actually seem to have a lot more better success on the bigger tracks rather than the small tracks. Is that true?
Kind of, but I am pretty good at Bristol, though, and even in the Cup Series, I actually have real skill at Bristol. I beat Awesome a few times at that track. Awesome's like one of my biggest competitors when it comes down to Bristol, because we both run the outside line, and we try to find rhythms to keep our car going fast in the corner. And I'm just saying for a fact, I cannot wait for Kentucky, because it's my home track, because I really want to win there.
Now, we've actually talked about this a few times before the show started, and not many people actually win at their home tracks, though, because we've seen Nick actually win at his home track in Daytona a few weeks ago, and then we had actually Dale didn't win at his home track. I thought it was actually Pocono, though, but only like I think it was like only three out of the 5 drivers that are in this league right now have actually won at their home tracks, though. But like you said earlier, that Kentucky is actually coming up. Do you feel like you actually have a better shot because it's actually your home track, or are you just gonna like stay around at the back of the pack and actually let everything fold out until you actually make your charge?
I just gotta remember the words of what Don said, because Don told I know Don's mean and stuff, but still, he's kind of like my racing trainer to get better. So I need to listen to his words. He said, back up my corners so I can hold my line and keep the inside line, whatever line's preferred. I gotta back it up, don't go full throttle. I gotta lift a bit. So sometimes I gotta lift, sometimes I don't. I also gotta manage to hold my line. That's the other key. And I'm hoping that not a lot of competitive. Okay, fine. I'm kidding. I kind of want competitive people to show up, because I'm hoping that at least Mutter, Dizzy, Awesome, and you will show up, because I want all of you guys to race, because I really want competition. Hopefully, if I can beat y'all, I could go for another win. But that's not promising. We'll see though at Kentucky.
All right. Well, Nick, do you have any questions for Mac? Because we've talked a lot about what he's done in the past few weeks.
What about the Apple PC2 Racing Series?
Well, actually, yeah, the Apple PC2 Racing Series. So we talked about that earlier in the show, and Mac, you and GU are actually the only 2 active drivers that are actually doing the Apple PC2 Series, because you already got 4 wins locked up already in the PC2 Series compared to GU's 7. But we already had a hit the gas or pump the brakes question, because of, do we think that the less amount of wins driver will actually get the championship? And I feel like it's probably going to be a true statement, because I mean, think about Kevin Harvick in his 2020 season. He had 9 wins in 2020, all because of no practice, no qualifying races or anything. And two of those races he actually won in the doubleheader, which was at both the Michigan races,
Michigan.
to edging out Denny Hamlin, though. But I've seen like a lot of messages about how let's see, we've seen a lot of messages about if Mac will actually try to win the Apple PC2 championship, because GU, he basically owns a lot of them, and he actually wins about most of the championships, though, because he mainly wins it on the Heat side, but not on the PC2 side. So, is it basically like a slight advantage on PC2 rather than on NASCAR Heat?
Well, PC2, I kind of play that game more because I'm thinking about, like, because I did say, okay, so I did announce this a few, months ago, back in March. I said that I was going to retire at the end of 2021. It is confirmed. Because I've been racing leagues since 2019, and I kind of feel like I need to put them down and focus more on, like, my life and stuff. That's what I'm planning to do at the end of 2021. Or so, like, I'm just hoping that, you know, my last few career league races go well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you seem to actually be like the best like underdog racer whenever it comes to like fuel strategy races or just great calls, or it's just, it seems like you actually have like a trick up your sleeve. Is that true?
Kind of, a little bit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm just better in Snap-on. I'm just better in PC2 than I am in NASCAR Heat because I play PC2 more. So that's my answer to your question. Is like I'm way better in Snap-on PC2 than I am at Snap-on NASCAR Heat.
Yeah, because once
now,
we go ahead.
If they would have kept the Truck Series again, like if they would have kept the Truck Series, I would have been happy because I possibly could have a shot to win if they would have kept the Truck Series.
Right.
And for the first two races of the season at Snarden, I kind of like choked a little bit by going off track on the last lap and lost to Gamer Boy. Because I really thought I had that win locked up until I kept making mistakes. And then the Daytona Oval, like, it was just a boring race. Like, cars just went around the oval, no pack racing. It was just
right.
Basically a win. So, yeah. I'm just really hoping that the last three races for the Snap-on PC2 League go well, because I'm actually really good at Texas. So I just hope that I can have a chance to win at Texas and beat GU, even though I did win an oval race, which was at Indy, because, like...
Yeah, because we've seen GU actually a lot more successful on the road courses, because he mainly practices like, I don't know, like maybe 5 hours a day before a race though, well, actually that's probably Gamer Boy though, but he basically does like an hour of practice and see how the track feels, and then he basically just starts the race up and then just goes. So but let's actually go back to the Southwest side though, because we've actually had a lot more announcements of the Season 6 side, and it is confirmed that Season 6 will actually be in November or late December though, because of the new game coming out, but we still don't know if it's actually going to be both PS4 and PS5 though, or if it's just going to be on PS5 though, which is basically going to be like a total mess.
It also could be confirmed that I may add cars to my team, my Ultra Motorsports team.
Well, we could actually have a second driver come to Ultra Racing.
Or no, I'm thinking about expanding it to from one car to a 4-car team. And these are numbers. I'm suggesting like 55, 57, 75, and 59. Because I kind of want Dave as a teammate, not gonna lie. He's a pretty good driver and he's really clean.
That actually depends on how much fuel he actually saves though, because he can be the best whenever it comes to a fuel strategy race, but he just comes short at the end though whenever someone else takes the win away. But we talked about a lot about the tire wear on most of the tracks though, because we mainly have it on like 2 or 3 times tire wear whenever it comes to like fuel strategy races, and everybody just kept screaming about the tires during that Atlanta race because it only takes like only like a 15 lap fuel run, and the tires really wear down whenever it actually comes down to the wire though. So
We have to pit like 5 laps at that track. Every like 5 laps we have to pit.
yeah, because because the NASCAR Southwest officials actually keep changing up if it's either going to be 2 or 3 times tire wear, but whenever it usually comes down to fuel strategy saving, it mainly talks about who's got the best car on strategy side, or who's actually going to have the better slow run car and actually try to save fuel and actually make it to the end. But I know that a lot of these guys actually have maybe a trick up their sleeve or actually try to save fuel, because on road courses you could save fuel like just about 100% of the time. Because in Snap-on a few weeks ago, or actually it's about a few months ago, I think it was like either a month or 2 ago, that Justin in that 20 Harrison Burton car actually managed to pull off and actually come from, I think it was 7th place on the grid, and actually managed to get the win at Watkins Glen by actually saving 2 to 3 laps of fuel whenever he was actually 2 to 3 laps shy of actually making it whenever he came out of the pits. So I honestly see that we could actually probably see some more road courses come onto the schedule, like Circuit of the Americas or the Indianapolis road course, or depending if it actually has the Indianapolis road course in the game together, like it did in Heat 5 with the Indianapolis Brickyard layout and the RC, which was the IndyCar layout that IndyCar keeps using. But and we also did get confirmation about IndyCar actually getting a game in 2023. So I honestly feel like there actually could be a chance of actually having some new tracks on the game, or actually we could actually bring back most of the old track in the game, like Auto Club, Michigan, Phoenix, and some of the other tracks though. But
yeah.
I've seen like there's been like no road courses whatsoever on the game whatsoever, because on the newer games like PC2 you actually have the Indy cars inside the game, not as the IndyCar series game.
Justin, you still have me muted?
No, I have you unmuted.
Oh, okay, I was just curious.
Nah, so excuse me. So let's actually go on about Southwest though at Charlotte though, because that's actually moving from Thursday to Friday now, because a lot of people actually suggest doing it on Friday now. And we already did get race info about how this weekend's going to work out. So we got 67 laps, 100 miles. Depending if we have a higher attendance, if it's like 10 or above, that's going to be 100. Actually, it's going to be 12 or above now. It's going to be 134 laps, and we already got confirmation that there will actually be a competition caution at lap 10 if we do 50%, but if it's 100%, then it's going to be lap 20. So I've seen that, and we also had this announcement a few weeks ago that the NASCAR Southwest Series will actually have qualifying sessions now. It's actually going to be single car qualifying sessions like we see in Snap-on though, and they weren't actually trying to like steal this away from Snap-on or anything, because I mean Dave has actually done this for like 2 or 3 seasons now, but we've seen a lot of things actually happen in the qualifying sessions, because we actually had like a qualifying race when Season 1 and Season 2 were around. Then we went to Season 3 with no practice or qualifying whatsoever, and we actually have a few qualifying sessions coming up soon after Charlotte, because we'll actually have, Charlotte will have a qualifying session, so that's actually going to be on Thursday. I don't know what time though, but it's probably going to be like at 8 or 9. I don't know which one, but we already do have like 5 qualifying sessions scheduled for the rest of the NASCAR Southwest Truck Series season, and that's at Charlotte, Eldora, Texas. So that's 3 qualifying sessions in a row, and then we have Martinsville, and then we have Kansas, which is the finale race, and that's actually confirmed for Southwest Season 6 as well, because we already do confirm that there will be at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I think it's probably going to be like 9 9 out of the 28 races in the Southwest Cup Series season will actually have qualifying sessions because it's tracks we've never been to, or it actually has like a session needed, and it's actually required for all Crown Jewel races like the Daytona 500, the Southwest 500, the Coca-Cola 600, the Southern 500, and the Chevrolet 400 at Kansas, which is the final race of the season. And we already do actually have confirmation that there will actually be a second Kansas race on the NASCAR Southwest Cup Series Season 6 schedule, and that will actually be the race before the All-Star race at Texas Motor Speedway, which is going to be a double weekend of racing at Texas Motor Speedway because, one, it's Southwest's hometown, because it's only about 20 or 30 miles from Texas Motor Speedway all the way over to Dallas Love Field, which is their home base, and Southwest has actually been, or Dallas Love Field has been the home for Southwest Airlines since 1971. And what, Mac?
Was gonna say is that okay, so I actually wanna race Charlotte because I wanna try to hit a milestone. Not a milestone for myself.
Okay, well, anyways, but we already do have confirmation that there will be. We do have confirmation that there are already 8. I think it's 8 qualifying sessions already confirmed for the Southwest Cup Series Season 6 schedule. I think it's 8 out of the 10, which I'm pretty sure we're confirmed. I think it's probably 8 out of 11 or 12, but we already have one, which is the Daytona 500, which is the season opener. And then if this is actually in the game, it'll actually be the Bristol Dirt, which we are totally excited about coming up. And then the Southwest 500, which is the third qualifying session needed. And then we do double back-to-back Crown Jewel races with the Southwest 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. So that's back-to-back qualifying and Crown Jewel races because they are both the 6 annuals. And then we got, if this is actually on the track as well, and hopefully for NASCAR 21, we'll actually have Circuit of the Americas and Nashville on the schedule, which is race 11 and 12. So here are the races that are actually having qualifying sessions as of now. So we have race 1, which is Daytona, race 5, which is the Bristol Dirt, race 9 at Texas, race 10 at Charlotte, race 11 at Circuit of the Americas, and then race 12 at Nashville, and then race 15 at Darlington for the Southern 500, and then for race number 28, which is the Chevrolet 400, at Kansas. Now, since we already did confirm about Kansas actually having a second race on the Southwest Cup schedule, that it's actually one of them's actually gonna be the day race, and one of them's gonna be the night race. And we already talked about this, and the first Kansas race will actually be the day race, and then the second Kansas race will be the night race. Now, if we actually do have rain confirmed for the road courses and possibly the rain shorten the race, then there's a good chance that we would actually probably pull the cars down pit road if we actually have manual pit road speed like we see in PC2, and actually just bring the cars down to pit road and actually make them come to a halt and see if the race is actually going to end under rain, or if it's really going to call the race and actually end it. So there is a certain point in our series that Southwest will actually come to. So on short tracks, for back out laps, short tracks are 10, intermediates 5, or bigger tracks, and for short tracks it's 10, bigger tracks, or no, intermediate tracks will be lap 5, and then the bigger tracks will be lap 3. Or actually, Talladega and Daytona will actually be 5 because they're close up there. But road courses, it'll be lap 3 because they actually have shorter lap distance than the super speedways, because the super speedways are like 95 to 100 laps, compared to road courses it's like between 37 to 52 laps. So we talked a lot about this in our broadcast, and we've seen we've seen a lot of questions if we're actually gonna have another All-Star race for Southwest Cup Series Season 6 because we didn't have one last season. And yes, we actually are confirming having a Southwest Cup Series All-Star race, and that's actually at Texas of what it was like in the real life. And hopefully we can actually have the better turns 1 and 2 that we've had. Like, the bankings are actually going to be a lot shorter, and turns 1 and 2 will actually be a lot wider than they were in Heat 5, because they actually have the old Texas, though, but they basically race it like if it was actually from the old Texas layout. Like, you'll actually go all the way towards the bottom, but in reality, it's like if you go to the top, you're really going to stay up there in the top, but you're going to lose a lot of momentum, though. So, there's not really that much PJ1 at Texas, though, but we're going to actually see how well the track is actually really going to get raced at. Because in iRacing, they actually had the actual Texas itself on the game, though. Like, they actually had the updated turns 1 and 2. Compared to the Heat games, they don't. So, if we actually do have the real Texas layout, unlike it was back in 2016 until they actually had to frick it up, it's going to be probably a big game changer on how we're actually going to see this All-Star race form out. Even if we actually do have the All-Star race format in the game, or we can actually customize our own All-Star race formats. So, now let's actually go and start off with some questions from you guys, the fans, and talk about how how this season is actually going to end out, and whenever we enter the off season, and whenever GU is actually going to retire from the Snap-on side of PlayStation and actually move on to Xbox. So,
yeah, we already have one question.
So we've already had confirmation that Dave will actually take over for season 8 and beyond, depending on how long he wants to do it, though. But
speaking of Dave just asked me. He said, "Can we get confirmation that we stay at 3 times where for the rest of the season?"
It's actually gonna be a bit debatable, because the trucks, they can really wear their tires down a lot, so we're gonna actually it's gonna be debatable. So we'll see of how it will act out at Charlotte, though, because if it does not work out at Charlotte, then we'll probably have to keep it at 2 times for the rest of the season. So it is confirmed that we will actually have 3 times tire wear at Charlotte for Friday. So, any more questions from the fans?
I have one.
All right. So what is the question that we have?
How will Snap-on turn out when GU retires? That is the big question. Will people start living? Will they stay? I'm curious. What will happen to Snap?
Well, we've seen a lot of confrontation about how things are actually going to play out now, since GU is actually going to leave Snap-on after the end of this season. So I've seen a lot of comments that actually saying that GU is actually going to get his Xbox soon, which I think it's highly true that he actually is, but I honestly think it's actually going to be a big game changer of how Dave's actually going to run this league. He's probably going to get Don to actually help him out, so that way they can probably shut the hell up. But I think on the bright side, though, it's actually going to be a bit of a game changer, since GU is actually going to leave. And it's funny how they actually take league racing seriously in his league, but they don't take anything seriously in other leagues, though, like Southwest or C Cup or anything. But we could probably see a lot of things get changed as the season goes on, whenever the Snap-on series starts winding down again. But I've seen a lot of things happen to GU lately, and a lot of people didn't listen to him during the Worldwide Technology race at St. Louis a few days ago on Friday, and same for the Bristol race at the Bristol race for the Southwest Truck Series, because we've had 100 laps there, and it was complete chaos, and we didn't have any like green flag pit stops or anything during that race. So, in the end, I feel like things will actually be a lot different with GU out and Dave in. So, it's going to be a big game changer of how things are actually going to go down as we come to the end of the season, though.
Justin, I knew I wasn't an admin in that race, but I don't care. I had to tell people to shut up still. When people need to shut their mouths, they need to close them. I mean, shut their mouths completely.
Well, we already got Bill taken care of, so he's going to be one of them to actually take care of that, so.
Yeah, I think me and Bill should.
Yeah, so we'll probably get, like, I think Dave, Bill, and Nick as one of the admins for Season 6 next season, so. Depending if we get more drivers, though, but. Which I highly doubt, but.
Never.
But. So let's actually go and put our picks in for Charlotte. So we're actually going to go down the list and actually see who's actually going to be. Who do you think is going to be victorious in Charlotte? So we're going to go and start off with Awesome. Awesome, who's your pick?
Probably. I guess at 51 of Justin.
And Nick, who's your pick?
I'm going for an underdog. I'm going for Dave.
Dave, I.
And why did you pick Dave?
We haven't seen him go into victory lane. We know he's good at strategy, so I always have support for him, and I know as hell he's going to do good.
All right, Mac, who do you pick?
I pick Awesome or Mother. I want to say for another thing is that what I hope for to see in the future of Southwest, I hope Southwest brings a PC2 league.
Which that's actually possible in either 2022 or 2023, which is possible, but
I would love it.
And then for my pick possibly for Mr. J, I'd say it's gonna be. I'm actually gonna go for an underdog. I'm actually gonna say it's either gonna be, depending if they race, it's probably gonna be either Mutter getting his second win of the season, or possibly Cody trying to get his first win of the season. Because we've seen a lot of success out of that 20 truck, and we've never talked about him the whole night. And I feel like he could probably improve once we come closer to the end of the season, because I think he had a win locked up, and I'm not 100% sure. I can check, but I can check. Let me see.
I think you need to give another clientele out to someone. I think you need to give another
no, we didn't actually. He actually didn't get a win yet. So I feel like I'm actually gonna go for another. I'm actually gonna go for an underdog. It's gonna be Cody, because we've seen a lot of success out of him at Watkins Glen, though, fighting with Mutter. Even though that the 24 Joey's bringing out most of the cautions for most of the time, even though he actually ruins Dave's chances of actually winning the Daytona race in the O'Reilly Out of Hearts 250. Or actually, it was 125, excuse me, still. But I've seen a lot of success out of Cody and Dave, so I'm going to actually pick two. So it's actually going to be either Cody or Dave going for the win at Charlotte, though.
I think you need to give another clientele out to someone. I really think you need to give another clientele out. I think you need to give it to Cody, because Cody was complaining at that last bit of the race at Bristol. I mean, come on, it's
now
Bristol.
let's actually bring this up and let's actually play the audio of whenever he actually got rammed into turn 1 at Watkins Glen, and we're actually going to go and bring that up just real quick. So, the crying towel will actually be given out here in just a minute until the audio is played. But let me see here if I can find it. So here we go.
By the way,
I was trying to catch.
So let's see.
Double it up. Right.
Here. All right, and now it's time for Cody is Vibbin Radio Sweetheart. Roll it.
Did I say Cody? I meant to say Dizzy. Dizzy needs to have the clientele. Dizzy, I meant to say Dizzy, not Cody.
Alright, you're clear there. Oh, 88's lagging.
Hold that line, driver.
Oh my god. There's 2 cars.
Yep,
2
caution's
cars.
out again. Never mind.
I think it was the green white checkered actually,
Yeah,
so let me
green,
play
white,
that
checkered.
again. Yep. Roll it.
One, two.
Got 4, I can wreck you.
Oh. Yep, green, white, checkered.
So let's actually talk about from the Watkins Glen race, because Looney Bird punches Cody into turn 1, shoves him up the racetrack. We go 4 wide for a second, and then Cody turns down into the 51, and then turns himself around. Then Looney loses out to 3rd, and then the 51 shoves the 38 into the grass. And somehow Mutter actually managed to catch back up, and Cody, he was not happy.
Well, how about Dizzy? You know, how about Dizzy?
Yeah, I mean, Dizzy, he's shown a lot of success in the past, and we can honestly see him improve in the past. Because whenever he bombed the chat a few times ago, I honestly thought he was actually not going to be able to come back to this league and actually try to win again. But let's actually talk about the feud between
Why don't we?
let me see what truck number he was. Let me see what truck number he was. He was.
24.
Let's talk about between the 16 and the 57.
White flag.
I mean, 16 and 38.
Right, it's racing.
White flag, one more. White flag, one more.
I'm at 16 and 57, I think.
If you want to send it, go ahead.
Not entirely. Mutter could go for it.
I'm on the last lap.
Wait, that's not it. Let me see. I think it was this lap.
So Mutt.
I think it was this lap. Here we go.
Well, I mean, you already got 2 wins, 1 from truck and 1 from cup.
Oh, shit, dude.
Oh,
Oh,
hated
dude,
that.
again.
Oh no! You went for it.
My ass. No way you never
New leader,
touched me.
new leader, 50, new leader, 57. New leader, 57.
He's just a little chicken.
Go get him.
So we got 2. We're probably gonna have another multiple driver win possibly if Mutter actually snaps this away.
I honestly don't care if Dizzy puts me in the wall back.
Please tell me Talladaga's gonna have full caution. No hope.
The 3 of the 4 drivers inside the top 4 right now have won. That's
I wish
57,
I would just make
38,
it
and
fun on
51.
the bottom for the last like 5 laps to see how it would do.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh damn it!
But
Yeah,
they're just kind of
fun.
on the top so they can have an easier one.
6 to go.
Whatever.
So we've seen a lot of battles between the 57 and the 38, and they have not been able to get, or actually not Mutter, but Mac is the only driver right now in this series right now has actually gotten multiple wins, and he's already got 3 locked up. But Mutter would actually be the second driver to actually have multiple wins in a single season, and actually tie with Mac for most wins all time, most wins in a single season in the truck series. So, and what Mutter did, or actually I think it was Mac, but Mac came from like I think it was fifth on the restart to actually come back up to the front with 5 laps to go though, and he actually managed to hold a charging rookie a charging rookie Mutter off, because Mutter, he was originally going to try to slide him up the racetrack and actually try to get underneath him and actually get the win, but he just couldn't be able to get him at the right time, and Mac manages to get the win at Bristol and hold him off. So now with Charlotte coming up, which is another mile and a half, we've seen a lot of success out of the 51 though, because he's already got that first mile and a half win locked up at oh no, this is not good.
What is it?
It's another spam.
But another thing,
Hang
you
on.
gotta remember. Remember another thing.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Why is there not a... Hold on. Actually, I think I need to go to the other channel real quick. Hang on. Hang on a second. think it was. I guess I already took it off, but let me see here real quick. Broadcast settings. Enhance. Nope, that's not it. Few comments. Here we go. There we go. All right, now we're good. So, so now, oops, don't want to get copyrighted, but,
So now what about? Now are we gonna talk about the 26 truck? This
yeah,
season,
the
or what?
Awesome in the 26 truck. He's had a lot of success in the past in the Cup side, but he's just been oh so close to actually getting that truck win though, and we're almost out of time though, so because it's only gonna be like an hour show though, but so we'll actually coming up soon we'll actually have the STP series at what track was it, Nick?
SCP is for. Let me. God dang. Give me a second. Let me get the.
We're gonna go ahead and remind you about the few races coming up for Snap-on and Southwest though.
So for the Xfinity Series, we are heading to Texas Motor Speedway.
So all right. So Xfinity will be at Texas Motor Speedway for whatever the race name is called.
It is the Texas Roadhouse 300.
Texas Roadhouse 300 at Texas Motor Speedway, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. And then Friday, it'll be the Snap-on Cup Series at
New Hampshire Cup or New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
At New Hampshire Motor Speedway for
Budweiser 301.
For the Budweiser 301, and then we got the Spectrum Mobile 200 at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Southwest Trucks Series, and that is going to be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on the Southwest 42 Fan YouTube channel. So, we're almost out of time here, but I want to thank Mac, our previous winner, for coming up on the show, and for everybody here in the studio with Awesome and Nick. I'm Justin Norris, and we will see you guys next Tuesday for episode 2 of NASCAR Heat Race Hub after we break down all the action from Snap-on at Texas and New Hampshire, and then Southwest Trucks at Charlotte. So for everybody here in the studio, for Mac, Nick, and Awesome, I'm Justin Norris, and we will see you guys next Tuesday for episode 2. Take care, guys.